Hello, guys. How are you? So today we are going to, we're going to be live with Juan, and he is the music composer of Maya and the Three. Also, recent projects such as Far Cry 3, sorry, Far Cry 6, and he was associated with so many projects like Fast and the Furious projects, and so many Hollywood films. So I really, feel honored that he's going to join my show, and yeah, so I'm really excited about that. So let's see. And first of all, uh, let me know about your experiences on Diwali. It just, uh, you know, it just got over recently. So please let me know how is it. Share your experiences and how much you have enjoyed a lot or not. Of course, you have enjoyed with your family, and yeah, Christmas is on the way. So yeah, we have so much to do. So yeah, please let me know. And also today, as we are coming live with John, if you have any question regarding our sessions, you can ask. You can uh, you know leave a comment below, and if you have any query about our session, you can ask. And if you have any question for our guest, you can also ask. So yeah, feel free to ask, feel free to leave your comment. So yeah, I'm really excited. So he's just on the way. Few minutes just left. You can share your views, you can share your thoughts regarding our session, regarding anything. So and please let me know, if you have any questions regarding our sessions, because I'm doing it for you guys, so that you can so the people like aspiring writers, directors, music composers, editors, they can learn from the inspiration, from the journey of our guests, so that they can get inspired by their journeys. So yeah, I'm doing it for you guys only. uh, you know there are so many people out there who really want to they really want to get into the industry. They really want to know about the industry, how actually industry works. So yeah, I'm doing it for you guys. So yeah, I'm really excited about our guest, today's guest. So yeah, please let me know about your questions. If you have any question, you can leave a comment below. So yeah, few minutes just left. 2 more minutes. He's going to join very soon. If you guys have any question, you can ask. You can leave a comment below. I'll try to answer them. If you guys have any question, you can ask. You can leave a comment below. So yeah, I'm waiting for you guys. I'm repeating again. Today we are going to be live with Juan Carlos Enriquez. He's the music composer of Maya and the Three, Far Cry 6, and so many amazing movies. He also associated with movies like Fast and Furious, Furious 7, Fate and the Furious, a lot of Hollywood flicks, so you can ask whatever you want. All the aspiring music composers, if you have any question, you can also ask. You know, this session is going to be interesting, for you guys. Okay, our guest is almost here. Hello.
Hello, hello. How
How are
are you?
you?
Doing great, doing great. Thank you so much for having me today.
Thank you so much for being here. And I really feel good that you have come here and joined my show. So first of all, I would like to ask you about your journey. I mean, how did you start your music career?
Just a second. Seems like you're freezing or I'm freezing. Do you do you hear me right now?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I'm just adjusting things here with the. Seems like I'm frozen with the camera. Do you see me moving or no?
Sure.
Do you see my camera moving or am I frozen?
No, no, no. I don't see you moving actually.
Okay, let me, if possible, just join again because seems like it got frozen. Just a second.
Okay, yeah, sure. There's just a little technical, you know, issue. He's going to join very soon, so yeah, just wait. So yeah, he's here.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
we're good now. Thank you so
yeah.
much.
So the thing I was asking that how did you started your music career?
Well, I grew up in Guadalajara, Mexico, and then
Yeah,
went to study to the US, to Boston, to Berklee College of Music, to study music as a career, as a film music major, and then went to Los Angeles, started
yeah,
doing assistant work for other more established composers, and started learning my craft and learning the ropes of the industry. And until years later, I'm here doing my own projects now. So that's a very short version, but I since high school, since I was a young Mexican kid, I wanted to be a film composer basically.
okay. So yeah, I mean, while like when you were a kid, did you have any plan that you are going to do this thing? Did you have any plan?
Well, I had an interest in music and film, and in
Yeah,
Mexico, um, we get all the blockbusters from the US. We get
yeah,
all the action films. Like maybe you can
yeah,
relate. We don't usually get the through the border the artsy or indie films. We get all the
yeah,
big.
yeah,
So I
yeah,
grew up with Bruce Willis, Keanu Reeves, Arnold Schwarzenegger. Uh, so I
yeah,
love
yeah,
and big Hollywood productions
yeah,
and music. So in high school, I made the plan that I wanted to make this my career, to go into the film music world. After
yeah,
learning of composers like Hans Zimmer, John Williams, Harry Gregson,
yeah.
which I know you have interviewed recently, which is amazing. So yes.
Yeah, yeah. So like as you have said, you have done. It's been a long journey. So who are your actually inspirations throughout your career? You have said like Hans Zimmer, John Williams. But like what are the things that you really feel that this thing is really personal on that level? Did you have any kind of inspiration?
Um. Well, my great aunt was a classical pianist, and she taught me as a kid how to play
Yeah,
piano. And I think she encouraged me a bit to go into the composing side of things.
yeah, yeah.
She's a big inspiration. She formed me as a young piano player, so she's a
Okay.
personal big inspiration in my life. Um, Also, my high school music teacher, for example, like he
Yeah,
always encouraged me to 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 do my thing,
yeah,
to
yeah.
to not follow the usual. And then, but more public figures, yes, Hans Zimmer, John Williams, Harry Gregson Williams.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I did an interview with Harry Gregson Williams, and I was asking him like, do you have any kind of words like I'm a writer, so I have kind of like writer's block. Do you have the kind of things like music block?
Hmm.
So do you face music block?
Well, it depends if I'm on a deadline or not. If there's a deadline, there's like no time for writer's block. You have to do it, and
Yeah,
usually just go back to what you know and your
yeah,
craft and the technical aspects of music and how it works against film, and just do
yeah,
something. And then usually once you go over a bump after that, things start to flow a bit more. But
yeah,
yeah, having the pressure of the deadline behind your head,
yeah,
it,
yeah,
it's a big motivator. If I don't have a deadline, I'm a big procrastinator. So I can just let things, like, oh, I'm not inspired, and wait. Or but yeah, I like working with deadlines because I have a clear plan, and I can kind of like focus and force myself
yeah,
to be a bit more focused, basically.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah,
so I try to focus myself, or impose myself fake deadlines to kind of trigger that in
yeah,
me.
yeah. Yeah, so like there are so many genres we are doing, like you're doing. So what kind of approach do you take while while doing different kind of genres? Like you are doing something comedy, or whether you are doing horror, or whether doing drama. So yeah, what kind of approach do you take?
Well, each style has its own aesthetics,
Yeah,
challenges, uh, as you know. Uh, it- I approach each project and each style differently. On some, I may approach it on the piano or on an instrument like a guitar,
yeah,
or
yeah,
a string instrument. Or if it's for example, thriller, I may start with synths here,
yeah,
with a pulse. It depends on the style. Like sometimes pulse and some rhythm helps
yeah, yeah,
be the backbone of the music. Sometimes a chord progression or a melody is the backbone. Depends on the style.
yeah,
Sometimes not even that, but some sort of texture, or type of orchestration, or like
yeah,
the sound of flutes or whatever. It's something about it in a style. It's what
yeah,
triggers the little explosion of creativity for me.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's
Exactly.
different for each style.
Yeah. So, what do you prefer the most? Like, do you prefer like electronic music, or, kind of traditional things like John Williams?
Well, it almost depends on the day, but as a musician, and I appreciate everything.
Yeah, yeah,
I know why things work, or I want to know why things work, or why things are popular. For example, in modern music,
yeah,
but I personally love the mix of orchestra with electronics, and or yeah, they use orchestra in a more modern way, not the usual uh, Western, 19th, 20th century music,
yeah, yeah,
which I do appreciate and love. But
yeah,
if I have to choose my own writing,
yeah,
or just listen for pleasure, I'll try to search for other things that are being done right now with the orchestra.
yeah, yeah. So, what's your favorite, background score so far?
Ooh, this is a really tough question, but I grew up with Jurassic Park being my favorite because I
I love Jurassic Park.
yeah, go ahead, sorry.
Steven Spielberg and John Williams. That's my favorite combo.
Yeah, it's a majestic combo, and they have done
Yeah,
so many things and apported so many to humanity. Uh,
yeah,
but yeah, Jurassic Park, I was just blown away how, like, if you get the brief, like music
yeah,
for dinosaurs, how do you
yeah,
go from point A to point B? Jurassic Park soundtrack, like how did
yeah,
you come up with that for music for dinosaurs? You know,
yeah, yeah.
it's just a majestic. It's incredible. So Jurassic Park has always been in my top at three always, and then the
Yeah.
other two kind of changed as I'm growing as a composer, and learning more things. But for example, I love uh what else recent soundtrack? Well, I love The Village by James Newton Howard. I don't know if you're familiar
Okay.
with M. Night Shyamalan, the
Yeah.
director.
Yeah.
That movie didn't do too well with reviews, but the music is incredible. I think it's with this violin player, soloist violin player called Hilary Hahn, with the
Yeah,
orchestra. It's just so beautiful. The writing on that one. If
yeah,
you
yeah.
haven't heard it, I do advise.
Yeah, so recently I've seen like Michael Giacchino, who is like actually a a music composer, but actually he's he's he did debut he did his debut in Marvel Studios as a director. So do you have any plan?
No, well, I already did my debut as a director, well, as a filmmaker a long
Okay.
time ago, because as a kid I used to play with with like the stop motion.
Yeah, yeah,
I'll take GI Joes, like soldiers, toy soldiers, and do stop motion and film them like
yeah,
frame by frame and do things as a kid, for fun. And then in high school, I also did like some little short films with high school
yeah,
friends.
yeah,
So, but professionally, not really. Although more recently, I'm doing some videos for behind the scenes for my
yeah,
projects. So in that, I'm a bit more of a director, you know,
yeah.
with the music video. It's fun. I do enjoy the process. I even like downloaded like like DaVinci Resolve, so
Yeah,
to learn how to edit and color
yeah,
grade,
yeah,
and so it
yeah.
is in the back of my mind, but probably not professionally, just for my own projects.
Okay, okay. So like as you have said that when you have actually entered the film industry as a composer, so what, which moment did you think that like I'm going in the right way? So what moment do you feel like that?
Well, interesting question, very good question. I well, there's has been several like mini moments of like, wow, this is really cool, what's happening right
Yeah,
now. But there's always this whole uncertainty, you know,
yeah,
what's gonna happen, that it doesn't feel like, yes, I'm doing it, because there's so many other uncertain things, because tomorrow you might not be doing it. So
yeah,
so
yeah,
but for example, highlights of early in my career were like when I heard the first scene I worked on, like myself on a TV
yeah,
show,
yeah,
which was
yeah.
for the sci-fi channel show called Helix, which is a
Okay.
sci-fi, um, you know, sh- and I heard like, oh yeah, that's something I did on the studio. Like, wow, like and now
Yeah,
it's out in the world. That
yeah,
was the
yeah,
first time it happened. The second time probably was when I saw Vin Diesel's face on my computer when I was
yeah,
working on Furious 7, because like, wow,
yeah,
like I'm I'm working on one of the biggest franchises in the world,
yeah, yeah,
with the biggest actors, and it was incredible working on Furious 7 for me.
yeah,
uh
yeah.
that was like, okay, something's working, but I don't know if they will find out I'm not that good. So the imposter syndrome also come into
Yeah,
play. So those are two big moments.
yeah,
um and more recently, I was awarded two Clio awards, which are like
yeah,
a big advertisement uh, award, like the Oscars for the world of advertisement.
yeah,
So
yeah.
for my work on the trailer of this video game called Forza Horizon 5, which is a
Okay,
racing game.
okay.
So getting recognition from the industry,
Yeah,
it's some indication that something's
yeah.
working.
So
So yeah.
as you have you're doing composing on films at the same time you're doing on games. So like Far Cry, like so do you take any different approach while scoring for games?
Well, yes and no, because with video games, there's this called thing, as you know, called cutscenes, which
Okay.
it's like little short films within the video game where they tell you the story.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
That's just like a movie or a TV show. That's
yeah,
no different. It's the same.
yeah,
So there was no difference in that aspect. The difference
yeah,
is when you get to do the music that plays, throughout the
yeah,
game, and
yeah,
yeah, you will get like these Excel spreadsheets of like what you need, like
yeah,
action intensity. They say like intensity 1 to 10. So like
yeah.
intensity 3 thriller, intensity 5 action, intensity 7 action. You know,
Okay.
what you need, and a minute and or 90 seconds or 60 seconds, or this transition of 15 seconds. So you get very specific
Yeah.
assets or
Okay.
pieces of
Okay.
music that then they take care of and put into their software, and it gets triggered as the
Yeah.
game plays. So you
Yeah.
don't have
Yeah.
to deal with that, thankfully. Maybe on
Yeah.
indie games you do, like with the
Yeah.
implementation, it's called. On bigger games, they have a whole department. With Far Cry was
Yeah. Yeah.
Ubisoft. I
Yeah.
also worked with Need for Speed on Need
Yeah.
for Speed game, which was Electronic Arts. So yeah, we will get like these like missions, and
Missions. Yeah. Yeah.
so you have to imagine what's going to happen. They give you a brief of what the story is about, but you have to imagine like
Yeah.
the sort of music that will work just for background. That's
Yeah.
still interesting and not static. That was a challenge for video games,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you cannot go like boom, 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 like high intensity all the time,
Yeah. Yeah.
because it gets boring.
Yeah.
So you have to go up and down, and then at any
Yeah.
point you can transition into another piece. So it's that kind of thinking of like how it's going to loop, how it's going to transition,
Yeah.
the musically speaking, technically speaking, how it's going to transition from this piece to this piece to this piece. So
Yeah.
you have to keep that in mind. It's a bit of a
Yeah.
technical consideration,
Yeah.
but after that, the music's the music. You
Yeah.
just work on it.
Actually. Yeah. Yeah. So, what kind of challenges did you face while entering into the industry? Uh,
Well, challenges. I mean, there's many challenges. One is being able to afford living in Los Angeles
yeah.
when I first moved, which is what I did, was just saying yes to everything. All the
Yeah.
jobs, everything that came my way, I just said yes, yes, I
Yeah.
would love to do it. So, so which makes your schedule really busy. So
Yeah.
it's just balancing that plus your assistant job maybe as you're beginning. Um, Plus going to bands and trying to have a life is just
Yeah.
it's a challenge. It's
Yeah.
very demanding, and you have to make sacrifices and choices of what you want to do. So
Yeah.
you may
Exactly.
stop saying yes to some of the projects you want to work on because you're too busy with
Yeah.
working
Yeah.
on bigger projects as an assistant,
Yeah.
or backwards, or it depends on your priorities. But it's a
Yeah.
challenge to manage your life and career as you're starting, because of all the things that you need to be doing, in order
Yeah.
to grow it.
Yeah.
So that's one of the biggest challenges. After that, it gets a bit easier because you have a bit more resources in life. Maybe you have a team. Right now, I'm
Yeah.
lucky enough to have a team of people in my movies and series. So
Yeah.
it's more
Yeah.
of a managing position. I'm producer. So there's other challenges, but I think starting out is really rough. It's
Yeah. So,
it's the
I like there's it's been so actually I really want to ask that, how do you select select your projects? Like, how do
Mhm.
you select them?
Well, like I said in the beginning, I just said yes to everything, because you never know what's going to happen. You never know if
Yeah.
one short film is going to do really well, and you're going to meet a director in the film festival of that short film that's going to do another thing. You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Nowadays, I have to be a bit more selective just because of time. I would love to work on
Yeah.
everything, but just time
Yeah.
is not possible. So with time, well, first I see like who's involved, if it's like a studio or like a streamer, who the producers are, who the director is. I
Yeah.
see who's involved, who's doing what.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
to evaluate if the project has the potential to to do what it's intended to do, to go to
Yeah.
streamers, to come out and not just be shelved. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then also the story, of course, if it's something that
Yeah.
interests
Of
me.
course.
Um, and timeline, if it's like, oh well, we need it this week, well I'm doing
Yeah.
something else, or oh it's going to be next year, that you have to take all of this into consideration.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, it's a balancing act of like who you want to
Yeah.
work with, if the story interests you,
Yeah.
or even if it's gonna pay you enough for it to be worth it, technically speaking,
Yeah.
at
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
rather
But
than taking on the other thing.
Yeah, yeah. But has it ever happened that like you have selected something and you thought that I shouldn't have doing this? Has it ever happened?
Like I should not be doing this. You said,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I have, yeah, yeah. It's just because I'm a very I tend to say yes easily to project. If it's like something interesting, okay, yeah, sure, I'll do it. I'll figure it out. But that
Yeah.
has gotten me trouble because of some projects which are just horrible.
Yeah.
Um, just maybe not because of the project itself, but the people involved can be
Yeah.
tough to work with, and now you're stuck, and
Yeah.
you don't want to just quit the project and ruin more
Yeah. Yeah.
relationships. So you have to stick with it. That has happened a few times. uh
Yeah.
Thankfully I survived. I worked through the project, I delivered,
Actually, yeah.
and just like thank you, but not
Yeah.
thank you again. So on one project they actually called me back. They're like, hey, we really need you on this other thing, and I was like, I can't. And
Yeah.
I didn't tell them like because of them. It's just I was busy, and it was true also. So
Yeah. Yeah. So like as you have said, like you have been associated with so many projects, and you have so many experiences. But like, what kind of tips do you want to give to the aspiring music composers or the coming new generation?
well, the industry has changed now with after the pandemic. Now,
Yeah.
moving to LA, I don't think it's as essential as it once was, because right now there's more things virtually.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, People are more willing to work remotely, so that's
Yeah.
great for upcoming people. Um, I will just say to also like me, just say yes to everything you can, meet as many people as you can, because those
Yeah.
relationships start growing exponentially. Uh,
Yeah.
and you never know who's gonna do what later in life.
Yeah. Actually.
And 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 also, if nothing happens because of the people involved, you learn something from the project,
Yeah.
as in like a new style, a new piece for your demo reel, which is important to build your demo reel with quality material.
Yeah.
So I will just say to just be open to everything, because I've met some college classmates and people in
Yeah.
LA where they were like a bit. I don't want to say it's not lazy. It's just that they were limiting themselves. It's like, no, I'm I have too much going on, when they really didn't have too much going on,
Yeah.
or they were like, no, I don't want to go to that meeting because it's at 6 p.m. and the traffic's gonna be, they started to put excuses that I
Yeah.
think
Yeah.
limits their potential for
Yeah.
growth.
Yeah. Actually, so like there are so many people out there who can like who always says that like what kind of advice would you like to give to them? Like there are so many people like I don't want to part of the small walks or too tiny walks, but I don't want I just want to go to the Hollywood or LA and do something big. All the wishful thinkers. So like what kind of advice would you like to give to them?
Uh, to wishful thinkers, well, I am a wishful thinker, so I will just say,
Okay.
just go for it. If you can, if you had the opportunity, try to make it work. Whatever
Yeah.
you can, just move into LA or just another big city if you're not in a
Yeah.
big city already, in wherever you are in the world.
Yeah. Yeah.
So and just start knocking on doors, sending emails, presenting yourself, going to networking events, going to film festivals,
Yeah.
and just going out to maybe a movie presented, a short film presented. Go and say hi to the filmmakers. You
Yeah.
know, like tell them why you love their film, or your
Yeah.
thoughts about
Yeah.
their project, and start building friendships. I will say, not don't
Yeah.
see it not so much as relationships or
Yeah.
business context. It's
Yeah.
more so, because it feels weird when you come to a festival and some people say, I'm here to network. Hi, it's very,
Yeah.
it's not natural. You
Yeah.
just go and make friends and make contacts and make friends, and that later maybe they want to hire you, basically.
Yeah.
So that works so much, because in later in life, because people want to work with their friends and people
Yeah.
they know and they get along with.
Yeah.
So I will just say to approach it like that mentally, to
Yeah,
just try
yeah,
to make friends, go out, don't be shy, try
yeah,
to open as many doors as you can and emails. You'll get so many rejections, so many ignoring, you know,
yeah,
but it's part of the process. Just keep going. You'll start making progress. Then people start
yeah,
noticing.
yeah,
You get more projects. So I say don't look at the odds, because the odds are not in your favor at all.
yeah,
So don't think it like analytically. It's more
yeah,
about
yeah, yeah,
do the work and make the effort to make it happen. Then reevaluate later in a few years,
yeah,
if the approach is working or not, and take it from there.
yeah.
I would say.
So yeah, so have you ever been in India before?
No, I have not. I would love to, but I have not.
Yeah. Please, please, please come to India. Whenever you can.
Yeah, in what part of India are you? Or what city?
Yeah, I'm from Calcutta.
Okay, nice.
Yeah. So whenever you are planning to visit India, just let me know.
I will let you know for sure. Yes, it's going to India is one of my, it's in my wish list. I've been to
Yeah,
China and Egypt, Europe, Latin
yeah,
America, but India is always, you know,
yeah.
it's still there.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, like, I also would like to, visit Mexico because, when I've watched a film that is Coco. I know,
Mhm.
I guess you have watched the film.
Yeah,
So, I just, got into and I've, come across all the, Mexican culture. And, what do you say to that day, the Day of the Dead?
yeah, exactly. Yes,
Yeah,
yeah, we
yeah.
spoke yesterday. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah. So, I would love to, visit Mexico. So, yeah.
yeah. Hopefully you can, and let me know if you do, and I'll give you as much tips as I can.
For
It
sure. Yeah.
it's it's yeah. Mexico is it's very surreal. It's like very beautiful. It's just
Yeah.
yeah, like India. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
much different from the usual Western
Yeah.
world, but
Yeah.
really beautiful.
Yeah. So like I have a little question. Like whenever you see a Hollywood movie, there's a like yellowish tone, yellow color grade. And then
Uh-huh.
whenever they're showing Mexico.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
So
I've noticed that. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's an artistic choice,
yeah.
to kind of like probably started because in the U.S. mind, Mexico is like the border.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
desert, so
Yeah.
so that's why it's like desert yellow, like
Yeah.
dirt and. But if you go down from the desert area,
Yeah.
it's like there's a lot of biodiversity in Mexico. There's
Yeah.
jungle, there's forests, there's cities.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Exactly.
I would say LA has probably more smoke than many cities in Mexico. More like
Yeah.
it should be more more
Yeah.
more like dirty than in Mexico. But and you could say the same as in Arizona and New Mexico. Like why
Yeah.
don't they show that yellow? It's the same desert.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
Totally.
it's funny.
Yeah. So yeah, yeah. Thank you so much for joining my show. It's really fun to talking to you. So whenever you're planning to visit India, just let me know.
Yes, please. Yes, I will definitely let you know. It's in my
Yeah,
wish list. So, but thank you
yeah,
so much
yeah.
for having me and for all these
Thank you.
great questions. Yeah, it made me
Yeah,
think.
sure. And thanks to the whole team of Impact 24.
Yes, thank you.
The collaboration with them is really great. I'm really grateful to them. So
Great. No, I'm seeing you had some great guests. Really interesting, different topics. Amazing. Really
yeah,
great.
yeah. Yeah. Also, I make, kind of, short films and feature films. So yeah. Uh, so yeah, I'm also trying to, get into the industry. But let's
Nice.
see.
Well, I mean,
Yeah.
you already have Harry Gregson Williams as your friend, so maybe ask him
Yeah.
first. If he says no, ask me.
Yeah.
So I'm happy to do it.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for coming. Yeah.
Thank you, sir,
Yeah.
and we'll be in touch then.
Sure. For sure. Yeah. Bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
Yeah.